My name is Jefferson Clever, and welcome to this week's episode of Niger Talk Talk. For this week's episode, we're going to be talking about grief. Now, a lot of people have ways they deal with things they go through, especially when they lose a dear one to them. For mothers who lose their children, and for family members you get to lose, how do you cope with them? And if someone is responsible for the death or for you losing a friend or someone dear to you, what do you do? At that point in time, would that affect your immediate friendship with that person? Let's go and ask Nigerians.
Well, my name is Joe. I'm a student of Tech.
Alright, sir. So we're asking a pending question today. How do you cope with grief? Are you one of those people that cries or?
Well, as it is, sometimes we here men, we have this heavy heart. No matter how things actually pains us, they actually prove to be kind of maybe finding it very, very difficult to cope. But it actually pains us. Very seriously. Yeah.
So if you lose a loved one and you know that, or you're led to know that somebody is responsible for you losing that person, what would you do to the person that you caused the death of, like your friend or family?
If I had a way of revenging, I would have revenge. So you understand? Because if I also have a way of arresting the person, I will arrest the person. But it depends on the death. It depends on the kind of death, because there are some deaths that maybe if that very person was kind of involved in a kind of maybe politics or something like that, he dies, I will not have any effect on it. But when you're kind of innocent and you didn't do anything, then you just actually kill yourself. If I had a way of revenge, I would revenge your death.
So have you lost a personal friend before that has hurt you that deep?
Nah, I've lost somebody. I've lost people that actually pained me. And there was one that actually made me cry. I've lost people. That actually pained me.
So when you finally retaliate that person who did that bad thing to that your friend or family member, does it make you feel better?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I feel better. So I feel better. At least I've succeeded in like revenging you. Even if it just means getting you arrested, it actually pleases me because I know I've actually proved that you're kind of innocent before you died. You just killed innocent.
The world is a terrible place now. So many things happen. It's a wicked world. But the long and short of it, based on what you've asked me, is that people are so ungodly now. If people have the fear of God, we all are Christians in this part of the world, but we are not exhibiting that Christian virtues within us. So when something happens, people don't think of the positive side first. They don't think of God. How will God react? They react based on their personal conviction of whatever they believe in. And people don't believe in God anymore. They claim to know God, so they are ready to do anything. They react violently. They take very drastic and unnecessary actions, which in the course of doing that, they even inflict punishments on themselves, both physically and spiritually. So think of how people react to such situations. They turn around, bring all sorts of weapons on the person, they burn, but that's not right. In a civilized society, you're not supposed to do that. No matter how bad the situation, no matter what offense that person has or committed, you have no right. You have no right to revenge or inflict punishment on that person. The highest you can do is to report to the police. But you don't have no right at all. You have no right at all to do that.
Okay, Uncle Sabi Body. It's always not easy. For one, I've had a personal experience where I lost a very, very close uncle of mine. It wasn't easy, I tell you. I had to struggle not to let tears come out of my eyes, but then when you get in the midst of every other person that is grieving, grief is like your transition that they say, misery loves company, right? So it was difficult, but then as a man, you have to pick yourself up. If as a man you show your weakness, every other person around you is going to feel like, oh, there's no hope, what is the need? But you have to show that hope, even though you are even hurt more than the rest, right? So how I dealt with it was pushing. I just kept pushing myself and seeing how I could do better, right? And try to inspire the ones around us. And like I said, I'm a comedian. I try to put small jokes inside one. Everywhere go always a day moody. All those kinds, they make sense. So try to liven up the mood wherever I'm around around people that are family that we've lost this person. And that was how I coped.
So if you were told that, or you were shown that this is the person who is responsible for the death with that very close person, what would you do?
Well, as a Christian, they say vengeance belongs to God. But then, as a human being, with that anger built up, right? Let's say, for instance, that situation of losing your loved one happened, like say today, and then in 2 weeks' time you hear that this is the cause of this person is the cause of this thing. I don't think you take it kindly with that person, right? You want to do anything possible to make that person feel the same pain that you felt, or make the person's family feel the same pain that you felt, like I said. But as a Christian, we leave vengeance to God. But if it is something that is not spiritual, right? Something that justice must be served.
So, leaving it to God or leaving it to society and something is not done about it, does it make you feel better?
No, when something is not done about it, it doesn't make you feel better. Especially when it comes to justice. When justice is not served, the family doesn't have closure. I don't get closure because I lost somebody. There's a cause for that loss, right? And it is there. Evidence is there. It's clear. And justice is not being served. I cannot feel closure. That's why you still get cases of people going after people, right? Killing people and all of that. So I think if justice is being served, there'll be closure, and then you feel a little relief. But the truth about grief is that grief never gets easy. You just get used to the pain of grief. So personally, I won't feel good. I will not be satisfied that nothing has been done. But I don't think I will take matters into my own hands.
Okay, so my name is Verity and I'm a student. I don't have a job or anything like that. Okay, so I consider myself a very emotional person. I don't consider myself, I am a very emotional person. So I cry a lot when someone dies, when I lose a friend or a person in particular. I cry a lot, and sometimes I lose weight because of it. I get really, really into it. Sometimes the grief overwhelms me, while sometimes it's just, I just cry and move on. I'll kill a lot. That's it. Honestly, because oh God, it's painful that I will be seeing this person every day, and even if it's against the law, sometimes we have to take some things into our own hands.
Have you lost a personal friend before? Or something?
Yes, I have.
Yes. In
I
cases
have.
like that, how do you feel hurting the person would actually make the pain easier for you or make you feel different?
Actually, because after that, what next? The person is still dead, and now I have blood in my hands, so well, it's a lot. I guess I have to think about it. If such a situation happens, God forbid. Wait.
My name is Emmanuel Gabriel. I'm an intern mechanical engineer.
Alright, sir. Every day, the issue of grief, and we know how people respond to it. How do you respond when you lose a loved one or someone you care about?
Well, losing a loved one may not necessarily be a loved one, but basically we just have to lose someone and then we just have to respond. Now, looking at the aspect of being a loved one thing is consistent. Pain is natural. You just have to go through the pain, and sometimes you will try to purge yourself of trying to forget, but no matter how you do it, you cannot forget. You just have to let go of it a little while, and then maybe you find out something done the way that person should have had to do it, and you're just like, you remember this person and you have to cry. The tears will ever be, you cannot stop it. Even at that spot, you cannot stop it. So when it happens, cry if you can cry, express your feelings if you can express, and the rest is total agreement, because you agree to live with the pain. It doesn't go, you just have to accept it, living with the pain. That's what happened.
Alright, so if you had a friend or a close family person who it was pointed that this person was the reason and the cause for this person's death, what would you do?
Alright, this is a bit technical because we have Christianity, and we also have the other part of it where the Christianity side, you may just decide to, oh, this is who killed my brother, this is who killed my sister, my mother, or my father. And most times advices would be, you just let it go, let it for God to give the judge or whatever. And then looking at the other side of it, as a man, you may want to take up actions, and your actions may be detrimental. So I feel at the end of it, since the end point of our lives is being judged by God according to your work. So personally, not because I'm a Christian and not because I practice other activities, but on my own knowledge so far, I think I'll have just to leave everything to God.
Alright, will that
Yeah.
make the pain go away, or will it make you feel good about yourself?
Okay, like I said earlier, the pain is not going away. You live with the pain. You have accepted it, because if you were to select from, you would choose not for like to lose the person you get. So you just live with the pain. Remember it when you can, cry when you can, and pick up yourself and walk the other days.
If I lose somebody that is very close to me, I will feel very bad. I will feel very bad in the sense that it is a very great loss to me. And as I feel bad, but just like you have asked, if somebody should come around and say, oh, that's your brother that died, we know who killed him. Because the person in question shall have been since buried. I will just leave everything, like my sister here said. I will leave it to God. Because even if the person will not live forever. Whoever that did that will not live forever. And so I believe that if I should hear that this is the person that killed my brother or my sister or my child, I will let go. I cannot go and carry police, because you go to police, you got to spend money. Nowadays that there's no money, I go and start spending money again to go and start talking about police talk. So that is my own this thing. That is where my own will end. I will not do more than that. I cannot go and kill anybody. I will not fight the person. I will just keep praying that God, if really is this person that killed my loved one, no problem. One day, the person too will die. Because all of us, we must die one time or the other.